Good evening. I would like to call the City Council Urban Affairs Committee to order. Tonight is June 3rd, 2025, and it is 7:30 p.m. We have one item on the agenda tonight. It is order number 25-100-9418, application for special permit from Attorney Brian Falk on behalf of Marlborough Hospital and UMass Memorial Realty, Inc., to allow for a proposed 8,000 square foot expansion of the emergency department in addition to the other state-of-the-art improvements. Brian?
Yep.
Hello. Come on up and welcome. I think you know everybody here.
I do. For the record, Brian Falk from Myrick, here on behalf of the applicant. In addition, we have Ellen Carlucci from UMass Memorial Marlborough Hospital and Brian Melissi from Haley Ward Engineering. If we have questions that I can't answer, I'm going to ask them to come on up.
Great. Do you want to give a couple of quick remarks?
So we had our public hearing before the council on May 5th. Again, this is a special permit application for expansion of the emergency department, addition of a multidisciplinary clinic upstairs from the new portion of the emergency department, and the addition of a proton therapy center added to the existing cancer center, increasing from 13 to 27 treatment rooms in the emergency department, and an advanced cancer treatment, the proton therapy center, that's currently only available in Boston, the only other location in New England. So this would be a great addition to Marlborough Hospital. This is over $100 million in improvements to the hospital. So we had our public hearing on May 5th. No one spoke in opposition. I'm not aware of any correspondence in opposition to the application. We met with the site plan committee also in May, received some comments from department heads. The only comments that requested some additions to the draft special permit decision came from Priscilla Ryder, the conservation agent, and I added some conditions of approval that reflected her comments. So you should have that draft decision before you. It's very similar to special permit decisions that were issued to the hospital in 2011 and in 2019 for other expansion projects. As I mentioned, there's two new conditions that were in response to comments that Priscilla Ryder had.
Great. Thank you, Brian. We'll start off by reading real quick the comments from our managers, and then we'll get right into the permit. From Police Chief David Georgie, good afternoon. The police department does not have any issues with this special permit application. The same was conveyed from Assistant Fire Chief Emanuelson. No fire department issues are as presented. The Board of Health does not have any additional comments per Paul Dinwiddie, Director of Public Health. Priscilla Ryder, as you noted already, Brian, hello, my issues related to landscaping are adequately addressed. No further comments from Conservation. And Tom DePercio, good morning. The Engineering Division does not have any comments on the special permit decision. Please contact me with any questions. Tom DePercio, City Engineer. So with those comments being adequately addressed, mostly from Priscilla, we can just get right in. I'm going to go through the conditions. Those were addressed. Yep. And so we will go through the items one by one. If members of the committee or other members of the council have any questions, comments, or concerns as we're going through them, please raise your hand and we will go through them one by one, or you can save them for the end as well. The City Council, pursuant to its authority under Massachusetts General Law, Chapter 40A, and the zoning ordinance of the City of Marlborough, hereby grants the applicant a special permit to expand the pre-existing non-conforming hospital use and structures at the site as shown on the site plan filed, subject to the following conditions, which conditions shall be binding on the applicants and successors and/or assigns. Number one, construction in accordance with applicable laws. Construction of all structures on the site is to be in accordance with all applicable building codes and zoning regulations in effect in the City of Marlborough and the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, and shall be built according to the site plan as may be amended during site plan review. Number two, site plan review. The issuance of the special permit is further subject to detailed site plan review by the Site Plan Review Committee in accordance with the City of Marlborough Site Plan Review Ordinance prior to the issuance of the building permit. Any additional changes, alterations, modifications, or amendments as required during the process of site plan review shall be further conditions attached to the building permit, and no final occupancy permit shall be issued until the applicant has complied with all conditions, provided, however, that subsequent to the issuance of this special permit and site plan approval, The Site Plan Review Committee may authorize the phasing of site and building work depending upon weather conditions and other factors. Subsequent site plan review shall be consistent with the conditions of this special permit and the site plan submitted, reviewed, and approved by the City Council as the special permit granting authority. Modification of plans, notwithstanding conditions number 1 and number 2 above, the City Council or the Site Plan Review Committee may approve engineering changes to the site plan so long as said changes do not change the use as approved herein or materially increase the impervious area of the use, reduce the green area, alter traffic flow, or increase the size of the building, all as shown on the site plan. Number 4, incorporation of submissions. All plans, photo renderings, site evaluations, briefs, and other documentation provided by the applicant as part of the application and as amended or revised during the application hearing process before the City Council and/or the City Council's Urban Affairs Committee are herein incorporated into and become a part of this special permit and become conditions and requirements of the same unless otherwise altered by the City Council. Number 5, stormwater and erosion control management. The applicant shall ensure that its site superintendent during construction of the project is competent in stormwater and erosion control management. This individual's credentials shall be acceptable to the engineering division of the city's Department of Public Works and the city's Conservation Commission. This individual shall be responsible for checking the site before, during, and after storm events, including weekends and evenings when storms are predicted. This individual shall ensure that no untreated stormwater leaves the site consistent with the state and city's stormwater regulations. This individual shall ensure compliance with the approved sequence of construction plan and the approved erosion control plan. The applicant shall grant this individual complete authority of the site as it relates to stormwater and erosion controls. Number 6, lighting. Exterior lighting at the site shall be downward facing and shielded to minimize impacts on neighboring properties. With the lighting plan for the site to be reviewed and further conditioned during the site plan review process, exterior lighting at the site shall be shut off outside of operating hours except for the lighting necessary for security and emergency access. Brian, I had just a question on this one, on lighting. I mean, it is a hospital, and a majority of it, I assume, will be open 24/7, therefore the lighting will be almost dark. And I imagine the areas around even the cancer treatment, if they're not operating, so this will be lit during whenever it's dark, 24/7.
Lights shut off because of the hospital. And this is a standard condition in all special permits, but you're absolutely right.
Okay.
For various reasons, because it's a 24-hour facility, lighting will be on for the most part.
Okay, great. Number 7, landscaping. As part of the formal site plan review, the applicant shall provide detailed landscaping showing additional landscaping to improve the cooling of the parking areas and grass areas at the site. Number 8, gravel parking area. As part of the formal site plan review, the applicant shall evaluate options for the gravel parking area near the main entrance of the site.
Mr. Chair?
Yes, Councilor
Just for my own clarification, gravel parking area near the entrance, I wouldn't expect it to be near the entrance per se.
Not near the, I'm sorry, through the chair, not near the entrance, but towards the front of the hospital. It's to the far right, if you're facing the front of the hospital.
Okay, and what would be the reason for permeability from moisture water or something?
Yeah, it's honestly, it's a remnant from a tear down building in that area a number of years ago.
That's the current site currently has a gravel pad right to the right of the driveway.
Okay, thank you for the clarification.
So Priscilla Ryder asked us to, ask, what's happening with that, and we, don't have an answer for it because it's not part of the plans right now, but we'll address it with the committee during site plan review.
Okay, thank you for the clarification.
Mr. Chair.
Councilor Orem.
Yes, and I had a question on that too, and I've seen other, not here in Marlborough, but other places they use permanent pavers, which are more structurally sound and just gravel, because gravel, especially if it's being plowed in the winter, can get torn up. I would suggest maybe permanent pavers if you're looking for that permeability. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Councilor Orem. And is it something under consideration to even just grass it over?
It's under consideration,
okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Great, thank you. Number 9, compliance with applicable laws. The applicant agrees to comply with all municipal, state, and federal rules, regulations, and ordinances as they may apply to the construction, maintenance, and operation of use. Number 10, recording of decision. In accordance with the provisions of the Massachusetts General Laws, Chapter 40A, Section 11, the applicant at its expense shall record the special permit in the Middlesex South Registry of Deeds after the city clerk has certified that the 21-day period for appealing the special permit has elapsed with no appeal having been filed and before the applicant has applied to the building commissioner for a building permit. Upon recording, the applicant shall forthwith provide a copy of the recorded special permit to the city council's office, the building department, and the city solicitor's office. And that is it as drafted. I will open up to the committee first for any questions, comments, concerns, changes they would like to see. Councilor Doucette. Oh, sorry.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. Just in general, I mean, I think this is pretty straightforward, and I appreciate the hospital investing within our community to actually get this done. So I think this is a benefit to the community overall, and look forward to having it come online. Considering I recently took advantage of the emergency services, I can compliment the folks for how they handled this situation, but also how it seems that the emergency room is no longer just a simple triage. It's becoming the actual more entrance into the hospital where people get processed and treated much more effectively. So, but thank you.
Councilor Ficillo.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and thank you, Attorney Falk. Just one quick catch, I think, under the findings of fact number 13. It says that the public hearing was closed March 5th. I think it should be May 5th.
Yep.
Just one thing. Aside from that, I could not be more excited about this project. As the Ward 6 counselor, right, the hospital's in this district. I know it shares adjacently with Ward 5 and a couple other different areas in the city, but I've received no negative feedback from any residents about this proposal. As we saw at the public hearing, nobody coming out in opposition. In fact, I've heard nothing but good things from the public, from my constituency. People are excited to see the multidisciplinary clinic. People are extremely excited about the expansion of emergency room services to the community. So, I have been there both as a patient and to visit folks throughout the years and have nothing but good experiences. And I think this is, really a gem for the community. So excited to support this. And, I'll leave it open in case there's any other comments from councilors, but, I will be in support of this. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilor Ficillo. Any other comments? Councilor Oram.
Is your committee also?
They appear to be.
Thank you. I just have a couple questions and a comment. I'm looking at the plan, and I always knew it as 157 Union Street. Where's 209?
That is, see if I can get this going. We can just pull it up.
I have it right here.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
There's a house that was purchased years ago that's part of the campus.
Down this end here?
Yep, to the left of along Union Street to the left of the,
Okay, that's fine.
there we go.
I believe 209 is the Women's Imaging Center.
Oh, okay.
Does that have the address, Women's Imaging Center now? Okay, thank you.
I'm just curious more. I didn't know if it was a back address or not.
Yep, there are multiple parcels, and they have those addresses, but as Ellen was noting, Women's Imaging Center now has that address, 209.
And another,
Just a point of information, if I could, Mr. Chair.
Councilor
So 209 is the house that's owned by Marlborough Hospital. You must rent it to someone, but I can see it in my, the Vision property card, but it is a house just to the left, if you stand in front of the hospital, of the imaging center. So-
okay, thank you. I was curious if, it just didn't seem right with the 157, you jumped up to 209, but thank you for the answer. And the only other comment I was going to make, I already made the one on the permanent pavers, which are permeable, water can go through them, they're like an upside-down brick in a way, is the fact that you're increasing the impervious area from 48.6 to 49.2, very marginal.
Yep.
So I think that's, and being in the ER, just emergency room, just a month ago or so with a family member at night at 1 o'clock in the morning with people all throughout the hallway. Thankfully, the family member got a room, but it's needed. So I welcome this improvement. And the other thing is so grateful to see that you're going to get that proton therapy in here. This will be the second one in New England. So another compliment to the progress that UMass is doing at Marlborough Hospital. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilor Oram. Councilor Preciado.
Thank you very much. Good evening. I'm also very excited for this project. I want to echo all the other councilors. excitement. I did have one question. What is the number of patients we'll be seeing, like, as an uptick for the facilities?
So it's not designed to increase the number of patients. It's really designed to meet the needs of the current number of patients. So may there be more patients in the future because of this? It's possible. I mean, typically people going to the emergency department are going to go to the one that they're closest to or that they're most familiar with. Ambulances and emergency services may have different criteria, but the goal isn't to necessarily increase patient load at the hospital. Is to increase the level of service for patients. So it may go up, but that's not something that we're necessarily planning for.
Understood. I was more thinking about the research center and the treatment centers that are going to be there. Any kind of numbers that we have on that we'll see potentially as an increase?
I'm just going to turn to Ellen. Ellen, do you happen to have that?
Thank you. Also, so for the proton therapy, which would be in the rear of the hospital, that is pending regulatory approval. That is going through the whole determination of need process through the Department of Public Health. So it's not a done deal yet in terms of actually happening. And it will be in New England now. There's one in construction in Connecticut and one in Rhode Island. So and then there's the current one in Mass General. So I just want that to be clear. We're estimating approximately 300 patients a year will be seen in the proton therapy, Monday through Friday, varying number of treatments based upon the patients, but we're looking at, in year one, it may not quite be at that. And so if you look at how many patients would be coming in to that entrance, it may be 8 to 10 a day over a 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. period of time. So when we hear the questions about traffic and what does this mean, it really isn't like everyone is coming at the same time the day before Thanksgiving at Wegmans to grocery shop. They're very scheduled appointments for people to come in. It'll be similar on the multidisciplinary clinic. There will be clinics there, but it will be like going to a doctor's office. So you would have a scheduled appointment, might be 40 minutes, it might be an hour, and it would be scheduled. Traditionally, those types of appointments are like from 8 a.m., 8:30 a.m. to 4:30, 5 o'clock at night. So again, you're looking at, yes, there may be increased traffic into the hospital, but it may be more, 8 to 10 patients a day who would be coming in. The emergency department, as you know, we can never predict. That's why the term emergency is there. Last night, at one point, the emergency department had 32 patients, and at 6 a.m. this morning, there were 6 patients in there. So we can't necessarily estimate how many people will be coming in, but we know what our trends have been. And we also can't predict for the future use of emergency departments as to we're making this investment for the future for care for patients in this area. I can't comment if there might be another hospital in the region that may close, which happened with the Stewart hospitals, that 8 hospitals closed, were up for sale and 2 of them closed. So we're building for the future to be able to take care of patients, but we're trending at about 29,000 visits to 30,000 a year.
Awesome. Thank you so much for your comment. I was not terribly worried about the traffic. I was more excited about the number of people that would be coming into our city and enjoying the services and amenities that we have here because it's a beautiful town and hopefully they have some good treatment there and enjoy the beauty of the city. Thank you.
Great. Thank you, Councilor Preciado. Anyone else? Yes. He's going to make a motion, I think.
Okay.
If you would like to, I'm going to let Councilor Warren go, and then I'll...
Sorry, we're having a little sidebar here. I didn't want to jump in on the motion, but quick question, because I know your parking lot does get busy. I'm going off of what was just mentioned. Have you ever thought, if it gets to the point where it's overwhelming, that you would consider maybe a valet service? I've seen that at other hospitals.
we will look at all options as to what would be the best for our patient, what would be the best for our neighbors, and what would be best for the community. So, yes, some hospitals have valet. The hospitals that tend to have valet also have pretty significant parking fees associated with parking at there, and luckily, we still don't charge for parking at our...
I'm not asking you to do that. I'm just wondering if you got
There are
overwhelmed.
costs then associated with valet, and so if we were to have valet service, what would that mean in terms of overhead and operational costs, safety, where would those cars go? So we monitor parking all the time, every single day at the hospital. We're out counting spaces, what's the parking like? So we will continue to monitor that and then look at what are our options. Many hospitals' employees have to park off-site and shuttle bus in. So everything will be on the table based upon what the needs are and what, our ultimate goal is making sure our patients can safely get into the hospital.
Yep.
That's what we're here for.
Thank you for your answer, and I wish you the best in your endeavors.
Thank you.
Great. Thank you, Ellen. Councilor Fricillo.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. After some good discussion, I move to approve the application for a special permit on behalf of Marlborough Hospital.
A motion has been made and seconded to approve order number 25-100-9418, application for a special permit from Attorney Brian Falk on behalf of Marlborough Hospital and UMass Memorial Realty, Inc., to allow for a proposed 8,000 square foot expansion of the emergency department in addition to other state-of-the-art improvements. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor? 4 in favor and 1 absent. Mr. President, would you like to talk
Thank you,
about...
Mr. Chair. No, I was just wondering if the committee would entertain suspending the rules to refer to legal on Monday evening so we can get this drafted in proper format for a vote for the council on the 23rd.
That was my, yep, absolutely. Everybody good? Okay. All right, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn?
Motion has been made and seconded to adjourn. All those in favor? 1, 2, 3, 4. We are adjourned at 7:50 PM.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.